Let's get it. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Bill Parcells, the great Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells, legendary football coach. Look him up. I believe it's 2 Super Bowls with the Giants, and he's done a lot of great things with the Jets. He spent some time with the Cowboys. You know the name Bill Parcells. If you're in the sports world, if you're in the football world, more specifically, you just, love motivation in general. Bill Parcells is one of the football gods. I think you can actually classify him as one of the football gods, all right? He once said, perfect practice makes perfect, all right? And I loved the kind of distinction in the normal quote. See, the way that quote gets communicated by the masses, or the way the masses have taken that quote and made it their own, is they've chopped it up and they've removed the perfect part, right? You hear it all the time. You hear the typical, prototypical kind of nursery rhyme bullshit. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. No, my friend. No, my friend. The legendary Bill Parcells once said, perfect practice makes perfect. Because if you practice in some bullshit, that's not going to be a good thing, right? So technically, I guess that's right, but it's also very important that you make the distinction that your practice has to be perfect in order for it to be perfect, in order for the result to be perfect. That's what he's saying. Perfect practice makes perfect, not simply practice makes perfect. And I say all that because it's going to bring me to today's Move Swiftly thought. Yesterday, so for those of you who do not know, I do teach at a school named the Center for Creative Education, and it's a newer school, all right? It's not, hasn't been around for a year, even a decade yet in terms of the school, the foundation school. Now, the after-school program has been around for quite some time, and they're used to running things like an after-school program. So needless to say, it's been an adjustment on everybody's end, figuring out how to navigate the school space and, make sure everything is safe and sound for the kids, and, doing a lot of the logistical work that just comes with, handling people's kids and making sure you're following things from a protocol standpoint and making sure the kids are safe and secure and all that kind of stuff. So we've implemented a brand new system in terms of communication, and this, I think the name is Voicera or something like that, where we have these new high technology walkie-talkies to communicate with adults and make sure certain things are straight. So during spring break, now that we're in the middle of spring break, we as teachers, we had to train for that and plan for that and all that good stuff, all that jazz. I'm not going to bore you with the details about that, but what I will tell you is the person who came in excuse me, the person who came in to do the presentation, he actually made my day. He did. He made my day. He made my day because he validated the work that I do every single day. He validated he kind of brought me to this place where I was thinking about Bill Parcells' great saying and understanding how crucial and important perfect practice actually is. Perfect practice actually is. Perfect practice actually is, because it was after I was through with my training and I had to I was doing some paperwork stuff like hole punching papers and stuff like that, for the kids to get back as we get organized. We actually have a big trip coming up not this week, but the first week of April. Have a big trip getting planned with the kids. There's going to be some kids from the UK coming to visit us, and fortunately, I'll be a part of some of the festivities that we're doing with those kids, right? So anyway, he comes up to me while I'm in the copy room and doing some work, filling out paperwork and all that kind of stuff. And he looks at me, he goes, "You know what, man? You have a great voice for radio." And let me just give you the context a little bit, because the context of the situation was, so for those of you who don't know, what I do is I show up to the school early every single day, no matter what time I'm supposed to be there. I show up there early every single morning, Monday through Friday, so I could record my live stream, and I do that Monday through Friday. And the teacher that's normally there at that hour, we always see each other as making my coffee, and we're kind of chatting about the day and things like that, or chatting about what happened yesterday, just chatting, and I'm telling her a little bit about what I'm gonna be doing for the live stream sometimes here and there. But bottom line is, she's always seeing me there early with the mindset of, I got a show to record, I got to get my mind right, all that kind of stuff. So he said that, he goes, "You have a great voice for radio." He said that right in front of her, and I looked at her, I said, see what I mean? You got to use the opportunity. You got to utilize this position that we have at CC as teachers, where again, all of us, not just us, but every single teacher out there in America is all underpaid. And a message I would send to every teacher is you gotta use the opportunity as a means to an end. So you're practicing certain things and getting your skills right so it can lead to other opportunities. And when you hear people from the outside look at it who had absolutely again, he didn't know me from anywhere. He comes to me and goes, yeah, you have a great voice for radio. And then I gave him my YouTube channel and told him to subscribe and tell him, I was just kind of telling him a little bit about the topics that I normally discuss and things like that. And we ended up having a great dialogue. This is my point. It's not about you necessarily knowing when that opportunity, when the validation is gonna come. It's about you consistently committing to the process, committing to the practicing in a perfect manner. So when people do see you, it starts to exude and ooze out of you to the point where they go out of their way to give you compliments and give you, praise for something that they picked up on you in terms of how your mindset is. That's the way it works. And that's why I implore you, I encourage you to continuously practice in a perfect way. Perfect practice makes perfect, all right? So all that being said, main website to check out to dive deeper into all the work I'm doing, it's makeyourmove.com. That's makeyourmove.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.